All right, guys, welcome to Kamisha Reviews. First of all, I want to say happy holidays to everybody out there. I spent most of my day yesterday getting my grill together and doing my Cajun turkey. If you did not see that video, please go check out my grilling channel so you can see everything that happened. Okay, now let's get into this. BMF, right? We kind of went through the last thing. Let's really just get into this finale. Okay, we waited for the finale. For one thing, we waited for the finale because of the fact that they held it off because of the other show, right? So, Kato met up with Lamar, right? And it gave him, the behind the scenes about Meech re-up this new plug. She also, told his crazy behind the security be like, right, so they can handle their business or whatever. Lamar was struggling. He'd been shot, bleeding, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, look, this is perfect for you. Lamar left. B. Mickey was creeping right behind them. They were going to set up Lamar. But things went kind of crazy. Here come the police. They pulled him over, took him in for questioning, and he was sitting there in tears. And I'm sitting here saying, not in tears, but because okay, let's go back. They also got Terry from school, and that was kind of hard because his teacher was looking like, because he'd been championing from this whole time. And Meech was with Lori. He got arrested by the task force. Detective Bryant was there, to see the arrest of this young, and so the whole time that Terry's locked up, they are sitting there saying that Kato was the center of everything. B. Mickey, of course, came to defense. They was like, what do we know about Kato? Then they see her being locked up. So Meech was thinking about the lieutenant. Just thinking about it. She saved him from Detective Lopez, even though she killed him. And did not run, period. So Meech has been thinking about loyalty a lot. Right? So when Meech was questioned, he got to meet Commander Marceline, I think her name is. She's the head of the state drug task force. Of course, he loves women, so he flirting with her at the whole thing. She didn't give a crap about that at all. But she came with him pretty hard, talking about his baby sister in the hot seat, talking about putting the mom, all kind of stuff. I'm like, bro, what is you talking about? Just everything, crazy. So all of a sudden, BMF crew comes out. What's good? Once they all got let out of jail, no charges. They was gone. They was all hyped up about everything. It was actually really funny. So, of course, Beckwith was like, keep an eye on them. Iced her whole operation. And she doesn't know which side that Brian is on, so he's on desk duty. So, he doesn't know. So Meech had Kato come with him, to go kind of pick her brain a little bit. She didn't really say anything, but she admit it was hard to picture the cop that she was killed. Meech was like, don't even trip. So he was curious, and he actually did it kind of smooth. Like, how did you get caught up in this whole situation? She was like, she moved away from, the moms, lived with the daddies when she was young, and he was a straight hustler, and all that rubbed off on her. So he wanted to find out who her dad was. He was like, C-Love rode with the BKs, the Black Killers. And he gave her, like, oh, okay, cool, you a good soldier. All of a sudden, he gets a call about the brick and about Lamar. So Lamar went to go visit Alvin to stitch up his wound. Lamar needed a favor. And Meech and, the crew pulled up on Lamar's spot at the funeral home, but called Alvin being weird to a deceased female body, but Lamar was not there. Okay, Lamar had already rolled out already. Lucia, Lord have mercy. She finally got the lawyers representing her again, even though Charles was acting all crazy. Okay, she found the nurse that was there with the surgery that said that she smelled some alcohol on his breath. So they got they got their money, they got their coin, but Terry had to accept the money, and of course Charles apologized. But come to find out, they can't even spend the money. Terry can't get it to, like, it's a trust fund, so it's like 18 or something like that. So Charles spoke with Lucia about the money to try to do this car service. What he was talking about doing was a good hustle. Okay, she's kind of was like, but I understand what he's saying. He said, I can't give back to my kids. I don't have like a legacy to pass on. But what I can do is get this car service and get him involved with it, so he has something passed on to his child to start something new. Okay, I still don't see why they just completely just ice out the other son out, but it is what it is, I guess. So when his parents, was about to get the money, they, like I said, they can't touch till he was 18. He's put on a trust on his behalf and required court authorization and parent consent to touch it. Of course, Charles and Terry was pretty mad. Sorry, yeah. Anyway, he was pretty mad about that. So Charles took Lucia and Terry and went to go ride and show the car business. Like I said, when they add up the money and how much they would make with the car business, it made sense. Charles, I understand his frustration as a dad. I think he feels like he failed as a dad, and he's trying to make up. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make up for. It's not his fault that his sons did what they did. They were poor. The sons wanted to make a change in their life. I believe Charles blames himself for his boys doing what they're doing, in my opinion. Okay, so we got the new name, the Mafia family. Okay, the brothers are talking about this, and the name is pretty fire, which we all know about that already. And talking about getting the money to re up with Big L, and they also want to make a big move on the east side. Okay, the problem is Big L did not want to see him. He don't want to see Meech. Okay, all of a sudden they get a visit from Saint and some people. Meech wanted to, use them to get his boss to make an offer for some high, at a lower price. Meech and Terry, they visit the spot to see Saint's boss. Boom. They talked some business. They did. See if Boom knew of C Love, Kato's father. He said he knew the man, but he was crazy and ran with the Ray boys, not the BKs. He also told him C Love ran with Lamar back in the day. Interesting. Kato visited B Mickey. They had a plan to kill Lamar, but B Mickey met up with Meech. And he was like, hey, you broke up with Kato? Of course, he lied. Meech asked if he considered her to be loyal, and he trusted her. He said, yeah. Meech gave him kudos. I appreciate you, your loyalty. B Mickey then confessed, that she been working with Lamar this whole time. Meech was like, I already knew it. He kind of put together on his own. But he wanted to check loyalty around him. Okay. And B Mickey told Meech that they had a plan to get rid of Lamar once for all, but Meech knew he would see it coming. But he was like, I'm going to use this for a distraction. So Meech went to visit Terry. Okay, talking about the B Mickey and talking about the Black Mafia name, the whole nine, right? Let me tell y'all something about this whole situation right here. Okay. Lamar got to meet up early and noticed that B Mickey knew it was a setup when he met with Kato. He confronted her, right? And pulling her out of the club with the gun pulled on her. All of a sudden, here come Meech with his gun. And he puts the gun to Kato's head. Meech was like, bro, you think we care about somebody working with you? B. Mickey put his gun on Lamar and he apologized to Kato as his loyalty is to the family. Even though people was watching, Lamar drew his gun and Meech shot Lamar, bro. Walked over him and said, you shot my brother? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna watch you die. Kato tried to get away. B. Mickey caught her at the gunpoint. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. She told him she loves him. B. Mickey shot her in the gut. He stood over her and told her, I love you too, boo. B. Mickey killed Kato. I'm like, bro, what is going on? The police was en route. It was coming. They left. So Meech took B. Mickey to his parents' house. He was drunk. He was upset. He's like, she was the first woman I ever loved. Meech told his mom, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to hide no more. Because she was like, there's no more bodyguards in front of the house. She's like, what did you do? She said, I do not know you anymore. So Terry took Meech to go re-up with Abigail. Meech offered a deal to double the coins. Big L and the people with her, they started pulling guns on. She was like, get him out of here or he gonna be gone. Get him out of my place. So Terry, they did the whole meeting and explained how they're doing better. And she was like, cool. But I see him here again. Later on, Terry met up with the parents to share, everything was going on because LaWanda was about to leave the house with the baby. And he was going crazy. Like, why are you leaving my child? Big Mickey just keep flashing back about Kato. Of course, he gets pulled over by Detective Bryant. He's being interrogated. Bryant, he found a gun. The one that he killed J-Mo with. So Meech met with Terry and showed him the BMF chain. Terry told Meech he was out and wanted to use the settlement money to start a family transportation business. Terry wanted to leave legacy to his family. He was out. Meech confronted him, but Terry was out. And all of a sudden we flash back to 2005 and we see Meech in prison reflecting on everything. He wanted to be the king of Detroit, but his paths would surpass Motor City. So, I'm loving the way it ended. I'm loving and not loving, because the situation with Kato was completely messed up. It's complete trash. I was like, Kato was in a tight position, but I believe I would have came clean to them a long time ago. But the thing about this type of lifestyle, that when you are a gangster and your type of lifestyle like this, if you are found to be not loyal, you'll lose your life. There's no way around that. So when she got in with Lamar, her life was already over. It really was. And when he told him to break up with Kato, it's almost like he knew it was done too. That's why he couldn't do it. So that was deep. Super deep. So that was the finale.